Has been here before. So, ladies and gentlemen, bring it up. Sara McCarthy is in the house. She is back.
What a lovely introduction. So I recently joined Planet Fitness, and I have to say that, oh yes, everyone loves Planet Fitness. I have to say that my confidence has increased just by walking through the door. A lot of gyms I've gone to, I had to compare myself to people that look like, to other people that look like models. I go to Planet Fitness, I feel like a nurse in a burn unit. Just sadness everywhere. I'm pretty sure at least half the people who go there are homeless and just use it for the showers. I would never use it if I didn't sweat like a pig every time I exercised. The drains are always full of hair. And one time I had the pleasure of finding a used tampon in one of the stalls. Still worth $10 a month though. The one issue I have with my Planet Fitness is that there's only 2 changing rooms, so if they're both being used, I have to change in the handicap stall, the bathroom, because I'm not getting completely naked in front of the homeless of New York. It's just not happening. So there's one bitch who always leaves her stuff in one of the change rooms like it's her own personal space. I always fantasize about taking all her shit and throwing it all over the floor, but I'm such a pussy that the only thing I've done was I left a very passive-aggressive note that said, "You are a selfish cunt," and then ran away. She was kind of big, and I was scared she'd figure out it was me, so I didn't go to the gym for like 3 days. But I should have said dumb cunt because she couldn't figure it out. So I was at the bank the other day when this old woman gets behind me. How can they only have one teller open on a Saturday? This is why we need Trump. So that was pretty much my reaction to it. I'm standing there going, what the fuck does that even mean? When she continues, I hope he builds that wall and builds it so tall it blocks out the sun. Oh, I see. You're fucking crazy. That's what it is. I started laughing, but then I caught myself when I realized this is the demographic of people that actually vote. we don't need Trump, we need euthanasia. So my parents just got into this whole genealogy thing. They took one of those at-home DNA tests. My father turns out to be 95% Irish and 5% Jewish. And he is completely obsessed with that 5% Jewish part. He thinks there's some sort of family conspiracy going on, hiding the fact that we were part Jewish. So he started doing research. Every time I visit him, he pulls out what looks like Schindler's List from his pocket of all the new relatives that he found. You'd think with all this research, though, that he'd get his information right. But no. He thought he found one of our relatives at a cemetery in Queens. He goes there, takes a picture of the grave, frames it for me so I can hang it up in the wall of my apartment. Now, there's a couple things I find wrong with the situation. First, who does that? He's not even in the picture. It's literally just a picture of a grave. And 2, turns out we're not even related to the guy. We felt so bad that we didn't tell him, so I have a mysterious Jewish man's grave hanging up in my apartment. So I kind of came to the realization the other day that I might be like a female version of Pee Wee Herman. Now, hear me out on this one. I dress like a child, obviously. My primary mode of transportation is a bicycle, and my house is completely full of toys. Not like the fun sexual kind, but like the action figure, stuffed animal variety. So I brought a guy over one day, and as he walks through the door, he says, "Wow, it looks like a pedophile lives here." He followed up with, "But not in a bad way." So apparently it's a good way to decorate your house if you're trying to lure children into it. I gotta remember that. I also found out that I'm known as the resident drunk in my building. A friend works at the former neighbor who described me as, "Oh yeah, I know her. Dark hair, quiet, drunk all the time." I take offense at that. I am not drunk all the time. I am stoned all the time. I'm only drunk after 5. I can be an obnoxious drunk though, so I can kind of see where he's coming from. I'm actually the reason they don't serve alcohol at company functions anymore. Turns out it's not the best idea to get blackout drunk coroner vice president and tell her how much you want to sleep with her son. Good to know. So I got to witness a very beautiful New York moment the other day. I got to witness a homeless woman shit into a can on a subway platform. Now, mind you, not a garbage can, a soup can. Her accuracy was actually very admirable because I have pissed on the streets many times and I still get it all over my feet. This woman got everything in the can, threw it away, and like that, she was gone. Like the Kaiser Soze of subway shitters. So, I recently celebrated a big birthday this year. I just turned 30. Yes, clap for aging. Now at this age, a lot of my friends are reaching major milestones. They're getting married, they're having children. I recently reached a milestone myself. Just this year, cats have started following me home. Now this has only started in my 30th year. It's like the cats can sense my eggs starting to turn. Oh look, she's 30 and single. She could be our new mom. I actually started feeding them since this started. In fact, I have a can of cat food in my purse right now. I usually go out at night to feed my kitties. 2 reasons. 1, I don't want anyone seeing me, and 2, I like to pretend I'm Catwoman. Come here, my creatures of the night. Sometimes I dress up. I wear all black, cat ears. I drink. So I was out feeding my kitties the other day, meowing at them, as you do. When I turn and I make eye contact with a guy taking his trash, just staring at me. We lock eyes. I do the first thing I could think of. I hiss at him. And go right back to feeding my cats. He already thinks I'm odd, might as well full on crazy. I come back a couple days later, he's wearing a dog costume. The dating scene gets really weird at this age. I actually think that's all I have today.